What's up, y'all? Welcome to this first impressions of Gran Turismo 7. I'm your host, Chris. Today I am joined by the license grabber himself. Hold on. I can think of something better.
Okay.
The white comet of Akagi himself, Liquid. How are you doing today?
I was doing well until you had to go all weeb with it.
Dude. You ain't weeb. You ain't it, fam. Before we get into all that, alright, we had a lot of big news going on, so I want to congratulate the world's first in the Destiny raid last Saturday. As of recording Saturday, as of publish Monday, the raid came out. They beat it. Destiny, your favorite game and mine. I just wanted the back-to-back champions, the Clan Asylum, doing it. They did it, Liquid.
You gonna bring this onto my show, Chris? Like, how you gonna bring this? Like, how you gonna bring this Destiny crap up to?
What do you mean?
We're here to talk about Gran Turismo. Congratulations, yeah, be gone. Okay,
bro, they got the belts.
Hey, congratulations. There'll be another raid in like another month or two.
No, there won't. Congratulations to doing something very special in the gaming community that few people can never ever do, aka Liquid.
Congratulations. Now everybody's just gonna copy it and do it over and over and over again, hoping for different results, but ultimately getting the same thing.
Sweet loot.
No.
And more importantly than that, I was gifted through the hard work of my nieces.
Oh, okay.
A sweet Mario photo, and on the top it says, "Oh yeah, Mario time."
It is Mario time. We got Addie Rose. We got Amelia's name on there. It's a very nice picture. I'm gonna post it again at the end. If you can't see it as well here, I'm gonna try to post it bigger at the end of this episode. So stay tuned for that. But thank you so much, Chris. You know how we talk about how there's like a space in your room that we need to hang something up? Maybe we need to frame
Bro,
this
honestly,
up.
I need to buy a frame.
Yeah,
I'm not even joking.
We need to get a frame.
Yeah, that's the reason why I have it in this folder, so I don't mess it up, so I can frame it later. I'm gonna put this here.
Thank you, Amelia.
Yeah, thank you, Amelia.
And thank you, Addie.
Thank you, Addie. All right, and I love you. Theo loves you.
Liquid loves you too.
Theo Liquid loves you too, or Theo Anthony. They don't call you Liquid.
Oh yeah, they don't call me.
Yeah, they think it's like, ooh, I get to call someone Anthony because my brother's name is also Anthony, so they get to call it Liquid Anthony. I'm like, all right.
That's fine. I only let a few people get away with that, so I'll allow it.
Yeah. It's funny because they talk about you oh yeah, we saw Anthony playing Gran Turismo.
Ooh.
And they really did actually. They saw me in the
me.
corner too. It was rad. So Liquid, let's get into Gran Turismo.
Oh man, and hopefully, if I remember correctly, I'm playing some gameplay as we're talking about this. Right?
Wow!
So, look how pretty it is. We're probably in the bottom corner, so it'd be above us. Whoa!
Oh, wow! Wait, hold on, just in case. Wow! Wow! That has wheels.
Yeah.
Wow! There's road there.
Cars go fast. Who would have thought?
Vroom! So Liquid, what you think?
Alright, Gran Turismo 7. By the way, I didn't even put a timer on it.
We're rolling. Keep it tight.
Gran Turismo 7. So it was kind of like a last minute purchase. I wasn't gonna get it. I'm not a big racing guy. I get tired of racing games very quickly. I do. I'm sorry. It's so funny because I bought, and I get all the Gran Turismos. That's the wild thing. Is like I've gotten Gran Turismo 4.
I don't think that's so wild.
5, 6. No.
I think people, if you buy a Gran Turismo, you proceed to buy every single Gran Turismo.
Maybe you're right. Cause I didn't buy the first one. It's ever since 2 and on.
A lot of people are that way.
But this one, it was like a last minute purchase. I wasn't gonna buy it, because I remember I played Forza, and I thought that was fun. We had a good time, and then I kind of just stopped playing it. You know what I'm saying? I got tired of it, quit.
Halo happened.
But not because Forza was bad. It was
great. Forza was great.
Phenomenal. Gran Turismo comes out, and I'm like, you know what? Let me give it a shot. I've been playing Elden Ring. I've been playing a lot of Horizon, but I'm like, hey, why not, right? Let me play a little Gran Turismo. What really sold me is a trailer. And it's so funny, dude. I get so giddy off of these trailers. I showed you the Elden Ring trailer, which got me hyped, and that's what ultimately made me really want to purchase the game. Same thing with Gran Turismo. I saw the opening trailer to Gran Turismo, which is 8 minutes long, but that trailer is what made me want to buy the game. So I bought it, played it at midnight. And man, I'm so far I'm playing it. I'm having a blast. It's fun.
And if you guys want to see Liquid play the game, we have it recording live streaming. You can see Liquid's moment-to-moment response right here on YouTube.
Right here on YouTube. You can catch the live streams. And it's not just Gran Turismo. We play other things as well. But you'll see me switching it back and forth. But yeah, catch those. The VODs are there too. It's much appreciated. Got some pretty good support. I was looking at some of the numbers there. It's actually pretty fun. So maybe we'll see that again. But back to Gran Turismo. It's fun. It's beautiful. And the new features I am digging really good. Because like usually when Gran Turismo introduces something new, I'm not a huge fan, especially not off the bat. But this one, I gotta admit, like as soon as they start you off in the game, they put you in what is called the music rally. All right, music rally. What it is, it's essentially it's a race getting from checkpoint to checkpoint, but they got like classical music in the back with like a constant metronome, and you're constantly trying to like hit the checkpoint and like keep up the metronome, stuff like that. So it's like it's pretty fun. It's like it's like a little twist on music and racing essentially. But it's great. I was having a blast doing that right in the beginning of the video actually. So that's really fun. Then they also introduced what's called the GT Cafe or Gran Turismo Cafe, which essentially you're met by a person named Luca, who runs the cafe. He runs a joint. By the way, as soon as you're in the cafe, and hopefully again we're seeing it here, you get to like the plates, the tablecloths. It all looks awesome, dude. I'm like, yo, I want to eat at this place. I want to have a little brunch here. You know what I'm saying? It's secluded from the rest of the world. It's like this little place in the middle of nowhere. Just nice little, beautiful little brook nearby. And
is there a babbling brook?
That's what it looks like. There would. I wouldn't be surprised if there was one right behind the cafe. That's all I'm trying to say. But yeah, they give you menus, and the menus are essentially objectives. Place at least top 3 in this race, or collect these 3 cars, and then once you do that, you're greeted with like a brief history. So like whether that be what the cars were doing at this period of time, or just some interesting fact of when they first was released. And it brings out a little bit more than just racing. It's like now the collecting aspect of it, now the history of it. It's very awesomely done here, which now leads me to my next point, the museum. There's a showcase museum, which this is where you go to essentially purchase your brand new cars, not your used cars that you're going to be racing with, but your brand new cars. They show all the new cars that are out there, and you got your manufacturers, your Hondas, your Toyotas, your Fords, you name it, they got it there, right? But another little twist though is that each one has like their own little museum associated with it, and when you click on it, it'll allow you to see the history of the car, as well as the history of the music of what was out at the time, stuff like that. Like I was looking at Michelin, right? Like the Michelin Man. I was looking at their history, and you had the Michelin Man. First of all, Michelin Man, I thought, because I was under the impression that Michelin Man or the Michelin Company in general, 100% American. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
It's not.
Oh.
It's French.
Sacre bleu.
Yeah, sacre bleu indeed. Whatever the hell you said. Yes, 100%. God bless you. But dude, I had no idea. It was like they're French, and yeah, like they show you the history. They were showing like in the 1800s what was going on with it at the time. Who's it? Is it Francis Chopin or something like that? I don't know. Orchestra museum or genius, musical genius. Let's put it that way. But yeah, they show you that, and they show you like just little pictures of like the history of the cars, so sometimes even how they're developed, or certain problems or what they're known for, stuff like that. So it takes like I said, it takes a little bit more than just racing. It takes you out of racing and gets you more into like just a nerdy aspect of just cars.
I would say the culture.
Yeah, the car culture. Right? And
respect the culture.
Yeah. And it's done so well, dude. Like when you're playing the game, just even the layout of the map, it feels so classy because you get to see these cars, you get to see the interior, and you could see that they they left no stone unturned. Like, they try to get every intricate detail of these vehicles, both exterior and interior. And while you're seeing it, you're hearing this like classical music in the back. Oh, it's so good.
So, for those who haven't played a Gran Turismo game, the creators, Polyphony Digital?
Polyphony, yep.
Yeah. They love cars.
You can tell.
And it's not like they like cars. It's not they like cars. They are in love with cars, the culture, like
you name it.
Like the heartbeat they hear is the rev of an engine.
Oh yeah.
And it is just they're like a little kid that tells you when they learn something new. Hey, you want to see this? Hey, you want to see this turbo? Oh, it's so cool, right? And like, it's not done with ego. It's just meant with pure joy.
Yeah, passion.
And like it just bleeds through. Like watching Lakewood play, I'm like, oh, like they just like want you to be excited about the thing they're excited about.
Oh yeah.
And it's done so beautifully.
Yes. It is done beautifully. Like I mentioned before, the music's amazing. I wanted to speak about the music. Yeah, and even the music is phenomenal. Like I said, they take classical music. They even have some other modern day stuff as well, and it just all sounds good. Like throughout the video, I was jamming to.
Oh, so what's the intro song?
Well, it's so funny you mentioned that. I don't know the name of the.
This is a big deal in Gran Turismo for those who don't know. Like they'll have like I always think of like Lenny Kravitz. I want to go my way because you got to go. And for me in my life, because my brothers are such fans of it, and I'll get into it later, of Gran Turismo. Then like for me, I always put Lenny Kravitz and Gran Turismo together.
Interesting, really.
Mm-hmm. Like wow. To me, they're synonymous.
Okay. So in the intro, they didn't have any. Let's see, like anything with like lyrics in it. Unfortunately, they do bring. There's like a specific Gran Turismo theme that's done, I think, over and over again. I want to say since Gran Turismo 4 on PS2.
Gran Turismo 4, they My Chemical Romance did one of the intros.
Oh, did they? Yeah. So like they
I think so.
There's a specific theme that they have for Gran Turismo, and it's always usually done a little bit differently with different instruments or different like you know what I'm saying. Like so it sounds a little different, but ultimately you hear the same thing. I wish I knew the name. I couldn't tell you, unfortunately, but the music, like I said, amazing. Music Rally is where it's at because like if you want to listen to the tracks in the game, oh, it's just so awesome to bump to and just try to pass cars. And just doing so it just looks phenomenal. The tracks look beautiful. The cars, you could tell the way they design these cars is just like you said, it just speaks to the passion they have. It's just passion through and through for everything. Just every little detail. The tuning, you know what I'm saying, about the oil changes back, car washes, and you just seeing how the car looks, how polished it looks. They have where you can see like little scenes, like you can have little background set for you and have your little car pull up and stuff like that. They got the photo mode, which Sony's pretty like now starting to be really known for in all their games. Now they added another photo mode that it just kind of like it. You could see these images sometimes. Some of them look like real, like oh man, that was that taken on the track or was that in the game? I don't know.
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
The way, if you ever look at Polyphony Digital, a bunch of documentaries about how they make these games, and they go to real tracks, take photos, and it's like they look on the floor to see where little divots are. So in the game, it's like you're feeling this, like almost the closest thing to a one-to-one comparison that we can honestly get at a high level, because there are a lot of racing sims out there that are really well, especially on PC. I'm blanking on one name.
Assetto Corsa.
Oh yes, and
like that's like the GOAT. That's like the number one.
And Gran Turismo is just does what they do, but with style.
Oh yes, style through and through.
And
oh, good.
Oh, I just want to speak a little bit to the power of Gran Turismo, because Patrick, Patreon of the show, he wrote me and he was telling me how like excited he was about Gran Turismo. He's like, oh, I got Gran Turismo.
Oh, really?
And I can't wait to play, because my friend Patrick, Patreon of the show, is just, he loves cars. So a new Gran Turismo is an event.
Okay.
It's a whole rigmarole of like it's an experience.
Yeah.
Gran Turismo I feel like for all car enthusiasts.
Oh yeah.
Is an experience. Anyway, getting back to the game, Liquid.
Yeah.
You're a controller boy.
Oh, I do that.
How did the DualSense treat this?
So yeah, the game, you can tell the DualSense, they really took advantage of the DualSense here, because since Gran Turismo, I feel like they even pride themselves on being a simulation game, right? So the DualSense just makes all the sense here. DualSense.
Hey.
Like you can feel when you're hitting the gravel of the road or the pavement versus hitting the apex versus hitting the grass. It all feels different. You know what I'm saying? You could feel the car like trying to like fight you back a little bit, like you're trying to hold it down and it's trying to fight you back, and like no, you're gonna I gotta give it more. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the controller just gives it so much of that feeling, dude. And it's just like even from the little things of when you need to shift or when you don't need to shift, stuff like that. Like it just really feels phenomenal. Like I love it. It just consistently builds on the
okay. My first question. I got two quick questions as we're wrapping up here. First question. Do you feel like controller players in a serious way can actually stand up to steering wheel players?
I don't only because I watched an interview of a real like GT Academy like goer with their steering wheel, like the setup, and this dude has spent like $5,000 on just his setup. You know, and he said that's like the mid tier, and I'm like, whoa, wait, what? So he's just like, yeah, I'm trying to feel everything that the road gives me. And so it's just like, honestly, I don't feel like it does, just from that interview alone. I could be wrong. You know, I'm not a professional when it comes to that part, but from what I've seen, I don't think so. I think like a full setup, like if you're depends on how serious you want to get. If you're just you want to play, you're there for the culture, you're there for the racing. By all means, the controller does the job more than enough. But if you want to take it that extra level, maybe the wheel might be
okay. I'm sorry, I said 1 out of 2. I meant 1 out of 3. Playing Gran Turismo, do you feel the urge to maybe get the steering wheel?
I have. I totally have, because like, and I'm gonna tell you what stopped me as well. So I do want to get the steering wheel just because I'm like, I want that full experience. I remember having Gran Turismo 5 and having the Logitech GT, what was it, the G29? 7? Yeah, G27.
The 29 is the newest one.
I
learned this today because of Matt. Hey, Matt.
Okay, so the G29 is the newest. So yeah, G27, and having the 6 shift, you're like, oh, dude, such a blast to use. It was so fun. So I considered it, especially since I have a flight stick. When Ace Combat came out, I bought a flight stick with it, and I was all in with the flight stick, right? So I'm just like, the thing is, like, after Ace Combat, after Rogue Squadron is done, I have no use for the flight stick. It kind of goes in the closet, so that's what kind of stopped me from want to like whip out the car and just drop money on a new steering wheel. That's the only thing. Besides, I still have my G27 sitting there. I need to get rid of that thing.
I'm assuming it's over there.
It's actually over there.
Oh.
Yeah,
so, all right, Liquid, we gotta do it.
Okay, hit me with it.
So last year,
yes,
I'm gonna say was the coming to Jesus moment for Forza Horizon.
Yeah.
Now we've had Gran Turismo come out within a 5-month span of each other.
Right.
How do they compare? How do they match up? And who the fuck wins?
I love that you asked that. It's they don't match up well. I'll be honest with you. They're two completely different games. All right. Gran Turismo, very simulation style. Forza Horizon, very arcadey style. So again, you're really comparing apples to oranges, but because it's 5 months, I feel like you kind of have to. You gotta compare.
You have to.
Okay, you have to.
They're the two big dogs right now.
Right. You see, here's the thing, because if you love that arcadey style, if you love, I want to say like Need for Speed,
a more casual experience.
Yeah, and not only that, I feel like to Forza's credit, it does a lot. The barrier of entry is a lot lower. Like it allows for a more broader audience. So if you just want to have fun, I think Forza Horizon is right up your alley. I think it's perfect for you. The game's great. I mean, we played it. It's a fun game. Gran Turismo, I also think it's fun, depending on who you're asking though. You know what I'm saying? Like, if car racing, like racing, collecting vehicles, tuning vehicles, just learning the history of vehicles, if that's your jam, this game's right up your alley, dude. If you want to know, like, interesting facts on vehicles, and not just vehicles, we're talking about, like, history or what was going on around the world, because it's like, what Gran Turismo does really good in is that it shows you what was happening around the world while this vehicle was being built. Mm-hmm. While this vehicle was taking the world by storm, this is what was going down, and it does that very well. So if you're even just a history buff, if that gets your Rockstar just learning world history, this could also be right up your alley.
I think what you're like I'm gonna take what you're saying. I'm gonna try to tighten it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, like, if you want to play a video game with great cars in it, you play Forza, you have fun.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to engulf yourself into motorsports and being a car enthusiast, you go Gran Turismo.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think that's a very fair assessment to say.
Oh yeah.
Because through my experience with Gran Turismo is actually watching you play on the live stream.
Oh, nice.
And instantly feeling the difference between the two. Like, for me, I was like, whoa, Gran Turismo feels like an experience. Like,
yes.
Hey, we're playing right now. We're about to drive some cars and we're gonna have a hell of a lot of fun doing it. And like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, I'm fighting a giant. Cool, I'm gonna drive this car.
Yeah.
Is there something else better to do? I don't know it. And that's how it feels. And it's not being pretentious. This isn't like insists upon itself. It's just like, hey, we're gonna drive this car down this beautifully done track and we're gonna love doing it. You down? And it's just like, me as a person, especially with me, my experience with Gran Turismo, my experience with Gran Turismo has always been being the watcher, not the player. Okay. My brother Matthew was incredibly hardcore. My earliest memories of Gran Turismo is my brother Anthony, my brother Matthew, being in two separate rooms, deciding, hey, we're gonna do Subi versus Evo, we're gonna do time trials on Scuba Circuit. By the way, that's how I know what Scuba Circuit is. And them racing, I hear engines revving in each room, and then them going from one room to the other room. Hey, I beat the time, and then seeing the other brother write down, like, okay, it's this time I gotta beat, and now the other brother's now trying to beat said time.
That's great. Yeah, like even Josh, for patron of the show as well. Like, he was playing a game, he's like, he's playing the game, and he's just looking at this car. He's like, oh my god, like, I forgot what car it was. He goes, man, this car costs like I don't know how much money, or like this car hasn't even come out yet. He goes, and I get to drive it now. Like, he's just stoked that he's gonna get to drive it when it's not even the same thing as driving it, obviously, but just the fact that
you get to experience.
Exactly, it's the experience, and that's exactly what Gran Turismo offers.
Well, guys, I think it's safe to say both of us are throwing a hot yay on Gran Turismo. If you guys have played Gran Turismo at home, please tell us how you feel about it. Do you feel like Forza is just way better? How dare us have the audacity? Because honestly, as an Xbox boy, I'm still going to say Forza. Alright, go Forza, baby. Yeah, but tell me while I'm wrong down below. Liquid, take us home.
Well, as per usual, love each other, take care, but above all else, just be cool. Thank you again, Addie, Rose, and Amelia for the artwork. And, thanks again.
Buckle up!